or even feel the pain, but take it till you make it. 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 Yeah, take it till you make it.
Before we begin, Doctor, we've got to get to the bottom of this. I did Bryan Cranston the favour of his life when I turned down that lead role in Breaking Bad. He'll work for the rest of his life if he wants to, that fella. Come to think of it, he'll never have to work again if he doesn't want to. I'm glad David Bowie took my advice as well. It was me who told him to sack off Ziggy Stardust and go stateside. I put him in touch with Andy Warhol, Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground. Soon after that he started making all of them American funk records. Do you know he was the first UK artist to appear on Soul Train in the United States? Last time I talked to David was when I passed him John Lennon's phone number. Bowie was appearing in the Elephant Man at the time in New York, and John was in the Dakota, baking bread and cooking rice. I suggested that it might be a good idea if they both collaborate. Soon after that they got together and recorded the Fame album. It turned out to be a brilliant record, but I know Yoko wasn't too happy having to do all of her own cooking. Well, you can't please everyone, can you? They were the good old days back then, a long time ago before reality TV, iPhones, social media, and people posting pictures of the dinner on the internet. Do you remember when we used to have real live music with real live bands? They used to play in places called pubs and social clubs. Whatever happened to the cabaret scene? Whatever happened to the working men's clubs? It was all before political correctness, but everyone was happy. The men used to go to the bar and the women didn't complain. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all perfect, but there was a magic in tolerance, patience, and togetherness. There was little isolation back then because there was always somewhere to go and something to do. Musicians, artists and entertainers had energy and purpose because there was always somewhere to play. I still ask myself where and why it all went wrong. Who decided what was good for us and manipulated us to stay indoors, glued to mobile phones, taking selfies and sending text messages? One question, Doctor. Do we control the technology, or does the technology control us? Not everyone takes my advice though. I told Roy Wood to stick with the ELO. I said to him at the time, it's your band, it's your baby. If you walk now, Jeff Lynne and Bev Bevan will make all of the money when they go stateside. He wouldn't listen and decided to stay in the UK and form Wizard with Rick Price. I don't think Roy ever forgave me though. It was me who told his then manager, Tony Secunda, to send that cartoon to number 10 Downing Street. It was a picture of Harold Wilson and his secretary in a compromising situation. It worked like a dream for Tony as a publicity stunt, but it was a nightmare for Roy because it cost him all of his royalties for Flowers in the Rain. I wonder who gets all of that money now. Before we finish, Doctor, before you carry out your diagnosis and prognosis, don't tell me I'm normal. Because at the end of the day, who wants to be normal in an insane world?